Okay, part 5 is rational expressions and rational equations. It's really important to look at the symbol before you start anything. So for instance, this symbol is multiplication. So literally with multiplication, all we have to do is factor and then cancel. So, really, Ryan? Really, Ryan? Yeah, sorry about the pencil sharpener. That would be Ryan Sullivan, everybody. Okay, so negative 12 and negative 1. So we end up with negative 4 and 3. Here we have a difference of squares. So x minus 5, x plus 5. This particular one we cannot factor. And this one right here is not a difference of squares because this is not a perfect square. This is actually a GCF of x. Now, since all 4 slots are factored, we can cross cancel and we can vertically cancel. So x minus 5 are diagonal of each other. The x plus 3 and the x plus 3 are diagonal of each other. So ultimately we end up with x minus 4, x plus 5 all over x. (46). Recognize once again this symbol in the middle. It is a division sign. So this particular guy needs to be flipped. So this keeps, this will change to a multiplication symbol, and then this one will flip. So let's go ahead and x factor, negative 6 and 1. So I end up with a positive 3 and a negative 2. Positive 2 and positive 1. We have a difference of squares. Remember, that's going to go on the top now. And this difference of squares is going to go on the bottom. And now we can cancel diagonally. Do not cancel these two out because these are horizontal of each other. You can only cancel vertically and diagonally. Here's our final answer, x plus 3, x plus 2 squared. 47, I'm not going to really do, but remember, this is division. We need to flip this guy, and then you would x factor all of these to do your canceling. Thank you, period 2. You guys rock. Nothing better than live TV once again. So that would be x minus 1. Okay, let's look at adding and subtracting now. Let's get focused real quick. Okay, so notice on all of these problems now, we are adding and subtracting. So we need LCMs before we do anything. So, for this particular one, my LCM is x minus 2 and x plus 4. Let's look at the very first one. Well, that's missing the x plus 4, so that's going to go on the top and bottom. This one is missing the x minus 2. distribute, 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 distribute. But please, 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 that is going to be a -3. So we end up with x squared plus 4x minus 3x plus 6, x minus 2, x plus 4. Let's collect like terms at the top. So we end up with x squared, 4x minus 3x is x. You gotta check if this simplifies, but there's nothing that multiplies to make a positive 6 and adds to make 1. So that is done. Number 49. Let's look at our LCM. We have 3, 7, and 21. Well, of those coefficients, 21 is my LCM. This has an x, this has a y, so xy. So 21xy is my LCM. This needs to be a 21. What do I need to do to multiply that? What do I need to multiply that by? A 7 to get 21. It is also missing the y. This needs to be 21. I need to multiply it by 3. It's missing the x. This already matches, so we're done. So we end up with 14y squared minus 15, plus 15x squared minus 11 squared. Let's collect these y squares and get a positive 3y squared. And then finally factor out a 3, which a lot of us forgot to do this on the test, because then that 3 and that 21 make 7. Let's look at 50. First thing we need to do is factor 7 and -2, 7 and 4. Okay, I have an LCM of x plus 7, x minus 2, and x plus 4. This one is missing the x plus 4. This one's missing the x minus 2. So then let's go ahead and write this out. We need to FOIL this guy, so I end up with x squared plus 4x minus 2x, so a positive 2x, minus 8. Now notice that there's this minus sign right here. So every time we FOIL, we're going to change it to its opposite symbol. So 2x times x is 2x squared, but that's going to end up being a negative 2x squared. This is negative 4x plus 11x, so that gives me a 7x, but that's going to end up being a minus 7x after we change the symbol because of the negative. And then I end up with a negative 22, which is going to turn into a positive 22. Okay, let's go ahead and collect like terms. X squared minus 2x is negative x squared. 2x minus 7x is negative 5x. Negative 8 plus 22 is a negative 14. Let's factor out a negative. A quick correction, I have a negative and a positive, so that should be a positive 14, making this a negative 14 after we factor it out. So let's X factor. So I end up with a 7 and a negative 2. These cancel, so we're ultimately left with negative 1 x plus 4. Okay, let's look at complex fractions. Okay, we need to look at the denominators. My LCM is x plus 3. So we need to multiply everything by x plus 3. The ultimate goal with these is that all of this stuff right here is going to disappear. We no longer have to deal with it. X plus 3 and 1 do not cross cancel, so we're left with x plus 3. Next one, the x plus 3's cancel, so we're left with 2. The top is done. Here, nothing cancels. So we're left with 2x plus 3. Next one, these cancel. What are we left with? X. Now we just have x squared plus 3x plus 2. 2x plus 6 plus x. Let's factor the top. Well, what multiplies to make 2 and adds to make 3? 2 and 1. Collect like terms at the bottom. And then factor out a 3 at the bottom. See ya. We're left with x plus 1 over 3. Okay, I'm going to have to skip the other complex problem because I only have 15 minutes for each video. Let's go straight to equations. Once again, our ultimate goal is for the bottom row to cancel out. Using the LCM, which in this case is x minus 2, x minus 3. X minus 2's cancel. We're left with x plus 3, x minus 3. We should have no fractions after we do this step. X minus 3's cancel. We're left with 5x plus 1, x minus 2. Finally, we're left with everything on the next one. Okay, I'm going to have to continue this on another video. Stay tuned. Go to part 5, part 2.